Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the Burg'll Show. We are on episode 58, and we have an amazing guest for you today. We have Mr. Apex Predator Chiknnuggey with us today. Chicken, Nug, Tom, whatever the hell you like to be called. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, dude. Just chilling.
Just chilling like a villain. That's what we like to hear. Thanks for coming on, man. This was like super fucking last minute for all three of us, so I don't know how we all managed to get together around the campfire tonight and tell stories, but thanks again for coming on, man.
Yeah, no problem. I think it's just good timing, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So you were talking about someone coming to chill, or you're gonna go chill with someone, and I got someone coming over here, and Bert's got to go thumb fuck himself. So we're actually not recording this on our typical time that we record. I just kind of reached out to Nug, and he was like, "Sure, I can do it right now." I'm like, "Fuck, okay, Bert, fuck your sushi."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But talking to Chiknnuggey, dude, is way better than any sushi. So yes, guys, we are the Burg'll podcast. Thank you so much for being here. We are just trying to bring the podcast element to the family world, as Bert likes to say. But I like to say we're bringing the family element to the podcast world. So YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, TikTok, you could find us there, dude. I'm so excited to talk to this man. So fuck all the other stuff that we normally do. Tom, I have been watching you for a bit now, like a fucking creeper from the bushes, but it's because you put up awesome content with Apex, and your content is awesome. Your humor is very similar to us. We like to talk about boobies and say lots of swear words and stuff, so it works out perfectly. So I gotta ask. What's the story behind your name and your cute little profile pic? Is it just because you like chicken nuggets and that's it, or?
Well, the story behind the name is kind of cringe. It's also kind of cute depending on who you are.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy is a weirdo who comes up with all different
Same
types
with my
of...
cousin.
Okay, fair enough.
Right.
My buddy is a weirdo who comes up with like all types of different names to call people. So he calls his dad Nugget, and so I kind of yoinked it from him and started calling my girlfriend Nugget, which is a little, that's kind of more like a cutesy thing. Like my girl, she's a little Nugget, and so she reciprocated, started calling me Nugget back, and one day, everyone knows the QWERTY keyboard has the T and the Y very close together, and she went to spell Nugget, she spelled Nuggy, and so I started calling her Chiknnuggey. And I needed a new name for my gaming profile. I just kind of changed it every once in a while, and so I just went with Chiknnuggey, and then from there it just spiraled. Chiknnuggey was the meme culture, and everyone thought it was funny, so I just kept it.
Okay.
Cute.
That's how he was born.
All right, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's how a star was born. I'm sure Bert's wiping a tear away from his eye from that story there. He's the mushy-gushy kind of guy. But yeah, no, I definitely wasn't expecting the kind of content that came out of your mouth when when I see a little Chiknnuggey and it's a cute little profile picture, and then I watch his streams and I'm like, hey, Bert, we got to get this guy on the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. You expected hey guys, I'm gonna teach you how to do this thing in Apex Legends, and what you got was skull fuck my piss hole.
Right.
Yep. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then that just kind of jumps us right into the topics here. Yeah, you're really good at Apex Legend, obviously. The YouTube channel speaks for itself, but my cousin Bert thinks he's better than you. So, Bert, debate him.
That's wrong. This is blatantly false information.
Oh, now he's playing shy. He doesn't want to talk about it anymore.
No, I'm actually... yeah, we played it like when it first came out, and then we just kind of dropped it for a couple years, I guess. But now we got back into it, so I am working the kinks out, you could say.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a shitty game. I can't lie. Like, it's not really that fun to play. There's a lot of shit wrong with it. There's developer issues that everyone talks about in the pro community. There's shitty decision making in the devs. There's just like, I don't really know what else to say. They're not very smart. and they don't
Same.
really listen to anybody except for the casual player base, which I get because the casuals are the ones that are spending the money on the skins and whatnot. But the pro player base usually knows best because they're professionals, and they just don't listen to anybody that's in the pro scene for some reason.
I've noticed they do that. Developers usually do that with a lot of games.
Yeah, it depends on the game, I guess. Like CS:GO, for example.
Yeah.
CS is kind of a pro game. Like, you play it to be competitive. You don't play it to be casual. So that's a different type of game entirely. But like even Valorant, which is weird. Valorant's very similar to CS, but their dev team is kind of stupid as well. And Warzone, they kind of cater to the casual as well. And Overwatch caters to the casual as well. They're like, all these FPS games cater to the casual player, when in reality, if they listen to their pro player base, the game would be 10 times better.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because there's like the pro audience, there's the casual audience, and then there's the complete dumbasses where Bert and I fall into. So I've seen this motherfucker when I was downed, and then he had an R99 and he starts pulling the fucking trigger before he even turns around and runs out of ammo before he even sees the guy, and then immediately dies.
It's called suppressing fire, okay? I'm just trying to scare him.
I don't know. He was like 15 feet behind you and just saw you fucking running the other way. So so that's who you're talking with right now, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
but
fair.
Is it just because like pros know the games very well, they know the insides and outs, and they're the ones that you would kind of want to listen to rather than complete dumbasses that fucking start pulling triggers before they even see somebody?
Well, here's really where it breaks down, is like a casual player is going to know that an OP gun is good. Like, if they pick up a Spitfire, for example, which is currently one of the more OP guns in the game, overpowered guns in the game, they're going to be like, wow, this gun's really good. Awesome. I can kill people with it. And this R99, that's really hard to use, and it doesn't do too much damage for me because I can't hit my shots with it. Obviously the Spitfire needs to stay and the R99 needs to go, because I'm getting destroyed by the R9 whenever a good player runs up on me, but the Spitfire, I need that in the game because it's very easy. Whereas a pro player is going to say, if I pick up the Spitfire, everyone dies. Like, it's just, there's no two ways about it. Everyone's going to die, and that's OP as fuck. So instead of buffing that gun and leaving it the way it is, continue putting guns in the game that actually require a lot of skill, and then let the players get better with those guns instead of kind of, the other way around. The gun is better, so the player gets better. That's really not how it should work in competitive games, and it really throws people's mental game off, because now I'm sitting there getting shit on by a level 20 just because he found a certain gun. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? I've put 3,000 hours into this game. Why am I getting shit on by this kid who just picked the game up?
Okay.
So, I mean, there's an argument for both, right? Like, you don't want to go into the game and get shit on just because you're new. But at the same time, the pro player doesn't want to get shit on by someone who clearly should not be killing him that easily. There needs to be some sort of balance, and the devs really don't allow the balance. They just listen to only casuals and really no pros.
Yeah, and I see that happen too, because I've tuned into a handful of your streams and just kind of noticed it when I play as well, that I think you were playing with your fans or subscribers Sundays or whatever you were calling it, and you guys were getting like paired with like really good players because of you, and you were saying like you made like a second account or whatever it was so you could have more casual gameplay, but it turned out like level like 20s were getting completely fucking shit-faced because like their matchmaking system was ass or something along those lines.
Yeah, that's part of it for sure. That's a big part of it. They try to implement this skill-based matchmaking system so that like, bad players get paired with other bad players so they don't just get shit on all the time. And then good players have to get paired with good players. But what happens is if I go in solo without teammates and, a team of 3 goes in together and they're in Discord, they're communicating together, they're at a massive advantage for one. And for two, they implemented this system called skill-based matchmaking, where it's supposed to work one way and it works a complete other way. I'm a Pred player getting Pred is the highest level that you can get. And I'm getting level 20s on my team, and Respawn's hope is that I'll carry them to a win, so they'll keep playing.
Okay.
Which is not fair for me. It's not fair for them. Now they have to play in high-skill lobbies, and they're getting shit on. Even if we win, they're going to be dead the whole game anyways.
Right.
Okay. Now, Bird, I know you're more into the COD stuff. Is Call of Duty kind of similar like that, or is it equally as shitty?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, you can definitely tell a difference when you're in like a lower skill lobby or higher skill or whatever. Like when I play with you, you always, for the first few matches until we like recalibrate back down, always get pissed off because you're just running around dying 20 times and getting like 5 kills.
Sure.
But like I can keep up with them because I played COD way too much. But like, yeah, they have through all the games that I've played that have skill-based matchmaking, it's always really good in theory, but they end up fucking it up on the back end like really badly.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. The real kicker is casual is supposed to be casual and ranked is supposed to be ranked. So there's a system in Apex called ranked leagues where
Right.
it's based on how good you are at the game, and if you're good, then you get paired up with good players, and if you're bad, you get paired up with bad players, and you get ranked based on how well you perform. If there's a system like that, why do you have to have skill-based matchmaking in public matches, in casual matches? For the content creator who's just trying to vibe with chat, hang out, talk to their friends, have a good time. Now I'm forced to play the game at the highest skill level that I possibly can. I have to disregard chat entirely. I can't do anything but focus on the game, or else I'm gonna get shit on. It's kind of like a weird situation where, like, why would you have ranked if you're just gonna make casual games ranked?
Yeah, no, I've definitely have seen that too. So, and before we get too far into this, Nug, I want you to know that Bert and I are terrible at this
That's
game.
totally fine. It's fine to be terrible at the game. The problem is when Respawn thinks it's a good idea to put players like you into lobbies with me, and then you just get shit on all day, and it's boring for both of us.
Yeah, it's not fun for anybody.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I definitely feel like a step up. So like we just started getting back into Apex on season 7. We started out playing it before there were even seasons, and then all of a sudden they started adding seasons, and I was like, nah, this is stupid, I don't want to do it. And then we took like a 5 or 6 season hiatus from it, and then got back into it. I grinded, I got into gold, I was so fucking proud of myself, and then I found out that there's literally like 3 levels higher than gold, so I'm like, I'm trash at this. And as soon as I got to gold, I capped hard. I could not make any progress anymore. Like, I was completely getting wrecked. It's so fun to see dumbasses like my cousin on the other team that start fucking shooting before they see people. And then all of a sudden, like, when you hit gold, it's just like, all right, well, I'm going against Nug now, it looks like. Holy fuck.
If you're going against me in gold lobbies, then there's something wrong, because I'm about three or 4 tiers higher than that. So there's a problem there.
Yeah. So, and that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Going back to like the YouTube channel and things like that. With your comedy is very sarcastic. You do a great job coming off as an asshole, as I do as well. So, like, I definitely feel you there.
Yeah.
Like you're like, yeah, I'm a predator. I'm the best in the game and everything. So obviously you should listen to me. And you said that you have never died, and my dumbass actually fucking believed you. So then when I watched when I watched your Twitch and you died immediately, I was like, okay, what a cunt. He bamboozled me.
That's funny as hell, actually. Yeah, a lot of people come in, they're like, wait a minute, you just died. And I keep the joke going, and chat continues to keep the joke going as well. Where like somebody's like, oh my god, wait, you just died. I thought you never died before. And I'll be like, what are you talking about? Are you watching somebody else's stream or some shit? Like, what's happening here?
No.
And they're like, wait a minute, you just died, man. I'm like, I don't like you. That was an illusion, I guess. I don't know what you're smoking, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. So since a lot of stuff you're pulling out of your ass like we do here at Burton Burger, are you an actual Predator player?
Yeah, no, I'm Pred. I've been Pred season 2, 3. I was season 4 pred, I think, maybe season 5, and I think that might have been it. But like nowadays, pred is a little bit difficult to get because people grind different servers that are a little bit easier than your normal NA servers, which is kind of cheesy. So and they also play like 12 hours a day. So pred is something that's more work than it's actually worth at this point.
Okay. Sure. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because I'm going to continue to tell people that we got an Apex Predator on the podcast. But I wasn't sure like if you were just saying you were Predator, but you were really like Diamond or whatever it was. So, no, I mean, it's some shit that I would do.
So if I've played a season, I was either Masters or Predator. And usually the seasons that I'm Masters, I just get Masters and I stop playing because the grind is just too much. The way that the meta is right now with all the legends play in really cancer ways, like just it's not really that fun to play in pred lobbies anymore. It's very campy, it's very ability based, not so much gun skill based anymore, and that kind of takes the fun out of it.
Yeah.
In regards to being an asshole, that's just fun. Because being like
sure is
being like I'm Predator and you're a shitty player and you should listen to me. There's been tons of people that come into the YouTube channel and they'll comment on that and be like, "Wow, dude, you're really good, but you don't have to be like that all the time." I'm like, whoosh. Obvious jokes are obvious, aren't they? What the fuck, man? Come on. I'm not actually calling anybody dog shit. You gotta be a little bit smarter than that.
Oh yeah, no, seriously.
Wait. No, don't start. I'm totally
okay.
Oh no, I'm just saying. He was about to go off on me because I do that kind of shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, us as a whole, we're assholes.
Oh yeah.
Right. We've been called out by so many people, like, especially like they don't get our comedy. So, it's very sarcastic, like you do, and it's like, hey, obviously, I don't think this person should burn in hell the rest of eternity.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man. It's like, what?
Things like that. Literally, we got a comment the other day like, "Listen, dumbass, I wasn't talking about your show being this stupid. You need to man the fuck up and stop bullying your cousin." And I'm like, "Whoa, okay, well,
whoosh."
Right over your happy head. You're here. Yep. So so it definitely feels good to see other people doing that as well. So with the YouTube channel, man, I was going through them, I was checking them out, I was like, these are fucking cool, and then it stopped after 13 videos.
Yep.
What's the story behind that one? There have you deleted videos, or has your account really taken off that quickly?
Well, I mean, what's a usual like upload schedule for most people? I think it's 2 to 3 times a week, and that's pretty much what I do. Is 2 to 3. I do 2 times a week. If you go back and watch the first video that's on my channel, it's from a month ago. That was the first video that I uploaded.
Wow.
So
I literally gained 50K in a month and a half.
Dude, that is so fucking cool. Good for you.
Yeah. So I guess the story behind that is, I've done YouTube before. And I've built another channel up to like 5 or 6K, which was a good learning experience for me. That was a completely different channel. Had nothing to do with gaming, but I knew the algorithm. I knew the way that things worked. I knew that tips and tricks videos were probably going to pop off, and sure enough, I figured maybe like 20, 30K views, and now my tips and tricks video is almost at 1 million views. So like I was like, okay, the algorithm was like, hey, this is good. I will feed this to everyone. And that's exactly what happened. But I went away for a weekend. I uploaded that video on a weekend. I went away to Philly for the weekend with my girlfriend. Every day it bumped up double the views that it had the day before. So it started at like 1K, then it went to 2K, then 4K. By the time I got back, it was at like 8K. And then the rest of the week, it shot up to like 100K. And that was kind of it. And I was like, this is it. I need to continue producing content. I gained like 10K subs every week since I started uploading, and it's just been a wild ride that I'm kind of scared is maybe a little bit more hype than actual like people enjoying the content. Maybe people are just kind of like, here for the short term, but not for the long term. So it's a little stressful, but the success is cool, and I'm going to continue to do whatever I can to keep it going.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely, dude. And I mean, you got everything going, right? I mean, your thumbnails are fucking awesome. Like, this literally looks like a professional, like, quote unquote professional YouTube channel, I guess, if you can have those. No, I was expecting you had like 600 videos up. And then I scrolled down and my mouse stopped scrolling. I'm like, all right, my internet's being gay or something. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in at once, and it's a lot to change your life like that in a split second. Now I'm, working like 10 to 12-hour days because I'm doing everything on my own. And
okay.
it's a lot to figure out, and it's getting pretty stressful, but I'm trying to do my best at it to keep the content going because people really like it, and that was like the main point of it, was to teach people,
Yeah, for sure. So, my cousin here, he's really terrible at asking questions and stuff, so we have to be like a third grade teacher now and be like, all right, Bert, now
does class have any questions
outside of Apex? You wanted to ask him some general gamer questions, so flip through your notebook and your picture book and go ahead and ask the nice nug.
What would you like to know?
Oh, well, I myself have been playing a lot of FPSs, are usually my main genre. And yeah, I know you mentioned CS:GO. Did you start? Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, yeah, no, fuck it, why not? So are there any other big like pro games that you've played or that have like a ranked progression in them, and have you gotten very far in any of them?
That was a pretty simple fucking question that you really turned into like a Rubik's Cube there. Holy shit.
I can actually solve a Rubik's Cube, so that
same.
Yeah, so can Bert.
So I can handle this question easy.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No, I mean, Apex is the first game that I've actually been like high tier at. Like when I was at my peak, I was shitting on people, like actually shitting on people like pro players, Imperial Hal, Aberlele. Not that like they're not saying like, oh, they're bad and I'm really good, but I was keeping up with them, and I felt confident enough to shit on people like that and good players that are top tier. But that honestly, unfortunately, only lasted a few weeks because it was right at a peak when I came back to the game. I've quit the game a few times. It was right at a peak, and I felt so good about myself, and I was just doing everything I could to like play in the pro community, playing ranked, and I was meeting new people that were really good too. And then I just got bored of the game and I quit. And that was about a week or two before I started the YouTube channel. When I came back after not playing for a week or two, I just lost it. I lost the confidence that I had. I lost the motivation to keep getting better and playing at that high level. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to make it back to that point. But I'm hoping that's one of my goals, is to get back to that point. But before that,
sure,
I played CS for about 600 or 700 hours. The farthest that I made it was maybe the second or third rank in the game. And that was back when I was playing on shitty specs and, shitty computer, shitty monitor. And before that, I was a trick shotter on Call of Duty. I was a controller player, console player. I used to trick shot with like guys that were in SOAR, guys that were in FaZe. I used to edit for console trick shotters and shit like that. So that was a good time, but that's the maximum amount of gaming experience that I have, pretty much. Apex was the first one that I really took seriously, put my head down and just learned the game and got really good at it.
Okay. Yeah, like for me, I think the best game I ever. What the fuck is wrong with me, dude? So
it's because we got a celebrity on the podcast. I know.
No, I'm chilling right now. But so I got
sounds like
I got pretty good at For Honor. Have you ever played that?
Okay, yeah. No, I played it like once.
Okay, and like once I got so far, it was almost like I cracked the code, and then like I lost motivation to keep playing. I'm like, I don't know. Did you ever feel that, or was it literally just like not necessarily the game? That you're like,
Are you talking about For Honor?
No,
you're talking about Apex?
For Apex, yeah.
Yeah, Apex for a long time. I put probably 1,500 hours into it before I quit the first time. I've quit Apex a multitude of times because it's just one of those things where it's like, it's not working out.
Right.
And then I would come back, I would watch videos about it and be like, holy shit, I remember playing with Mac. That's Alberlele, TSM Alberlele. I remember playing with, you know, a lot of the like homies that were really good, and I would watch their content, and I'd be like, oh, I want to pick it back up again and go pro. And it never worked. I never went pro. I never was good enough to really do that. I didn't have the patience to learn how to play a professional battle royale.
Okay.
So then I was like, fuck it, man. I have 3K hours in this game. I'm going to teach people because I know more than most people have ever even have the time to learn. So that's when it really clicked, is like, I'm just going to be the educational guy. I put so much time into this. I've tried so many times. It's not working out. I'm just going to be the guy that helps other people. And that's kind of when it really clicked for me.
Okay. Yeah, because like on the surface, like you can tell there's some depth to the game, but it doesn't really look too crazy. And then you start seeing these like movement tips and shit, how you're fucking kick flipping off of walls and all this, and it's insane.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's the, honestly, I'm sorry to tell you, but a wall bounce and movement guides, those are like basic to intermediate stuff.
Yeah.
Then you get into it. Then you get into advanced stuff, and advanced stuff isn't even the peak. Then you're talking about pro stuff. You're talking about rotations, what kind of legend comps you should play, and for which situation and which tournament, depending on who's in your game, who's in your lobby. You know, where you should rotate to with 43 seconds left on the ring coming. Like it's a way more complex thing than you could ever imagine. You have 20 teams with 3 people each. You got 60 people in a game. It's just complex as fuck, and like you can't. It's very randomly generated. Now I'm retarded.
Right. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, Bert has that effect on people.
I was gonna say RNG, but I don't know. RNG stands for random numbers generator, and it's basically like nothing is in your power in Apex. Very few things are in your power because you drop in, you get a gun that the game basically gives to you, hopefully, and then you just go and play and see what happens. And then the ring is randomized. A lot of things are randomized, so like you have to sift through a shit ton of bullshit before you can actually win a game.
Oh yeah, and then also on top of that, when you walk around a corner and some dumbass burns you down with the strongest gun in the game.
Yep, exactly.
Now, with Apex, it's obviously something that you jumped into and know a lot about. Are you into like the lore or the story behind it? Like, could you tell us like
Fuck no.
Loba's fucking cousin's middle name or something, or you just don't give a shit
Fuck
about
no,
that?
dude. Fuck no. I personally think like lore is dumb as shit in a game like Apex because like there's no story mode. So why the fuck would I need to know anything about any of these people? For example, they constantly tell everyone the legend's sexual preference. And I'm like, there's no story. Why are you telling me this? This doesn't have anything to do. I don't care that Fuse likes men. It doesn't have anything to do with his abilities. It doesn't have anything to do with the game. Like,
fuck, is he gay too?
I think he's like bi. Oh no. Sorry, he's pansexual. So he likes everyone. So, but the thing is, like, okay, I can understand the whole like, well, we want relatable content for people. Certain people aren't getting the what's the word that I'm looking for? Some people want more. They want to feel related to the characters. They want somebody like personable. If you in a TV show you make a character gay so that gay people can feel like, oh, they're writing about me now. I can relate to this instead of everyone just being straight, right? But Apex has no story. There's no story. Why do I need to know who he bangs? It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
He's a
horny
motherfucker. That's it.
Exactly. Why does that matter?
That moves, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not into the lore at all. Fuck the lore of Apex. And it also pisses me off that they spend a lot more time on the lore than they do on actually updating their game and making it good. There's bugs that stay in the game for weeks and weeks and weeks. There's bugs in the game from season 0 that they haven't addressed. And yet instead they're like, what if we made fucking Gibby gay, bro? That would be sick. That'd be so dope. Who cares?
Yeah, we've had this conversation a lot. I was standing there taking a piss, and I was listening to some guy answer like frequently asked questions or something like that, and they addressed that, and I'm like, hey Bert, did you know Jibby's gay? He's gay, and
cool.
Bloodhound is doesn't identify with any gender. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I was and Bert was like,
does that make my gun shoot faster? Like, am I gonna be more accurate?
Does that make my gun shoot faster? I'm gonna pick the non-binary legend because he's just better based on the fact that he's non-binary. Like, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like diversity is an amazing and wonderful thing, and it should be in everything. But if you're gonna put it in somewhere just to simply have it,
It makes
Like,
sense.
okay.
it's stupid. Yeah.
Yep.
So okay.
Well,
Yeah,
the funny thing is when someone shoots at me, right? They're he. It doesn't matter if it's Wraith. It doesn't matter if it's Ryzen. They're he. So
Yep.
he's one shot. He's shooting at me. I don't give a fuck who it is. They're he in my mind. So like I've gotten people that are like, "Hey man, Bloodhound's non-binary. You can't be saying that shit." I'm like, "It's a video game character. Are they offended? They're not offended for one, and for two, I didn't even know who the fuck that was because he's so far away. I couldn't tell what legend he was. So, and yes, I said he because it's random. I just say he. It's like calling someone dude. Like who cares? It's a thing that comes out of my mouth when I'm in a high stress situation. I don't think it's that serious.
Yeah, you're trying to process where you're trying to put your crosshair and shit, not what they got in their pants. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Like I've called Mirage she before. I don't know.
It's a good time.
Well, it's just like, they are over there, but then it's actually a character that identifies as a he, so that you can't say them or they because it's just like I don't fucking care.
Or they say they and they mean it's more people. It's like, fuck,
it could be more. Yeah, that's true. That can be confusing. Totally
Plural.
can be confusing.
Cool.
What a nightmare.
Glad we're all on the same page there.
And one real quick thing in the notes, I guess, is anyone listening that takes offense to what we just said. I really hope you don't. It's not supposed to be an offensive thing. It's just sometimes when you're gaming, you're in a high stress situation. I happen to say he by accident. I'm not actually trying to misgender someone on purpose. I'm not trying to like make someone feel bad about themselves. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just like, you don't need to make it that serious. Sometimes I just say he by accident.
Oh yeah. Especially growing up with it for so long and stuff. But
yeah, totally. Totally.
Yeah, no. So when something's offensive, it's not about what you say. It's more about the intent behind it.
100%.
So you can say literally absolutely, like there's no such thing as like a bad word, like a word that is inherently bad. It's all about what people assign that meaning to them.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that it's hard for me to like feel bad for people that get offended because that's more of a like them problem than a me problem, because first of all, you don't have to watch my fucking podcast. I'm not fucking forcing you like a saw trap to sit down and watch my goddamn show.
I mean,
that's fair.
And second of all, it's just like I am never ever trying to make somebody feel bad. Like I am just trying to be funny, put a smile on people's face. You can call me any name that you want. If you call me fat, I might get a little sad, but you can call me any name in the book, and I don't give a shit. So this is kind of how I view it. This is our views kind of thing. So if it does offend people, I do feel bad about it because it's like I didn't mean to do that. But at the same time, I'm not going to beat myself up over it or change anything because someone feels bad about it. It's just
right. And if it's
just kind of
really that serious, then it might just be a thing that, self-reflection is good. So if a bunch of people are telling you that you're being an asshole, maybe you are being an asshole and you need to figure it out. But for the most part, it's usually people that are like really trying to police people for no reason.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's just kind of how everything is nowadays, not even in the entertainment industry.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's just like maybe I should stop saying the N word or something. Like I think Joe Rogan had a fucking realization about that. So something like that, obviously. But for the most part, if someone's just throwing out a comedic thing or something, especially when they're playing games, they definitely can chill a little bit. As we say here on Burton Burger, it's just comedy. Chill.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. See, I have to police myself a lot because when you're a streamer, there's things that you can and can't say on Twitch. So like, sometimes I'll be like, I'm relaxed. You can't say that. You can't say that. I can't say my bad. And apparently now you can't say simp. You're not allowed to say.
Oh really?
You can't call someone.
Nice.
Yeah, you can't call. It's like offensive to say simp on Twitch or something like that. So I've had to get really good at. And I don't have to, I don't have to police myself from saying fuck or anything. But on YouTube, you shouldn't say fuck because then you'll get demonetized. So I do every time I have to.
That's why.
Every time I edit a video, I have to pull it out because they don't like that.
Right.
Yeah, you just kind of got to go and be like, yeah, we ain't making no money on this. So it gives you a lot more freedom. Yeah, again, it's just like I never try to offend anybody kind of thing. So if you get offended, either I need to either it's excessive on my end, or because it's not fun if people constantly keep saying offensive stuff just to be cringy and
yeah, because you're edgy.
And edgy, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. But it's another thing where this is just how I talk. Like the way I talk to you guys is pretty similar how I talk to my mom. I might not call my mom a stupid fucking cunt or anything like that, but I'll call her a dumbass or something like that, and she'll call me a dumbass. It's just this is how I am. So.
Yeah, that's same. I call my girlfriend ugly all the time. I call her a bitch, like just in passing, and she's like, you're fucking ugly, you stupid bitch. And I'm like, yeah, I am fucking ugly, you stupid bitch. And she's like, you're fucking ugly, you stupid. It just goes on and on.
It just keeps going. Yeah. Exactly. So it's just a place for us to kind of put our real selves out there, have fun, make each other laugh, and then like in your case, if you can educate some people on how to get better at a dog shit game, you can do that as well. So when you did become Predator, like for the first time, and Predator's top 750, right? Isn't that
when I first hit Predator was just Masters. There was no such thing as Masters back when I hit Pred, because it was season 2. Season 2 had ranked, season 1 didn't. So it was just whatever. Once you're out of Diamond, you're an Apex Predator. And then in season 3, that was the same thing. Season 3 was a little weird. There was a bug that you could just Alt F4 before you died, and you would just get loss forgiveness, which is where you don't lose any points. So you would constantly be losing no points and only gaining, and there was literally 10,000 Pred players, and so that's forever known as like the easiest Pred season ever, because the amount of players that were Pred inside of Pred lobbies were just dog shit. You could just roll through lobbies so easily. I don't think I played season 4. I might have played one or two splits, maybe. I'm not, or maybe one split out of season 4. I don't remember. Okay. Season 5 was pretty fun. Season 6 was pretty fun. Once it got to season 4, I believe that's when it changed to 500. You would get 500 Pred players. And then season 8 is when, this current season is when they changed it to 750. So now it's back at being a little bit easier.
Okay. So, and I was going to ask, like, when you first hit that, like, what did that feel like to know that, like, you're literally one of the best players to play the game?
When the game first introduced ranked, I told my chat, which back then was like one person. I was basically like, I'm hitting Pred. Like, I don't see a scenario where I don't hit Pred. I'm one of the best players on the game, like, by far. And that's not one of the best, meaning, because there's a pro scene. So there's 2 tiers. There's regular best at the game, and then there's pro tier best at the game. So, like, in terms of pro tier, I'm a lower, probably like a tier 2 player. Where you could you could keep up, you can play in some of the community tournaments, but you're never going to get really far in ALGS or anything like the big ass tournaments that people are really good at. You can keep up in Pred lobbies a little bit, but for the most part, you're kind of just one of the other players in the lobby. So for me, it felt good. Like, it was cool to see the Pred badge come up, but at the same time, I had already expected it because I was like, I'm good at the game. I'm going to hit Pred.
Sure.
Okay. So the pros actually, like you said, once you get, I think you said it was more of a modern thing, but once you get higher up into the Pred lobbies and stuff, they start to cheese the system with skills and camping.
Not pros.
No, they won't.
Pros
do that.
don't really do that.
Okay.
A lot of the time, the top players, I'm not gonna name names, but like #1 Predator players, they play in different servers off stream so that they can grind as much RP as possible and keep their spot. But they play on NA servers during stream, so like if those servers didn't exist, they wouldn't have to, because other people wouldn't be playing on them, and then they could play on NA and still keep #1, but there's other players that really aren't good enough to be top Pred players, and they play on those servers and just get easy wins all the time. So then #1 Pred has to do that too, so that they can get the amount of RP that they missed out on. It's just kind of a dumb cycle. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good way to make your game better, as you were saying
no,
earlier.
it actually hinders your ability to get better at the game, because you're playing against players I'm not gonna name the server, but there's specific servers where like for some reason you get into only like plat lobbies, and like no one's good on the game on those servers from those specific countries for some weird reason. I don't know why. But they just are. They're just not good players, and you get paired with them all the time, and then it's just easy to roll through them and get free RP. And a lot of people do it, and it's kind of cheesy.
Okay.
And I will admit I've played on them.
Of course.
Because everyone else is doing it. Fuck it, I'm doing it. I'm not gonna waste my. It's not a waste of time, but I'm not gonna sit here and essentially self-harm by playing on NA servers and have to fucking deal with this shit of everyone sweating when there's easier servers out there and everyone else is abusing them too.
Yeah, it's like if you can't beat them, join them kind of thing.
Exactly.
Sure. So, all right. So I wanted to kind of just go through some like rapid fire Apex questions and then just kind of step back and just kind of talk in general too, because this isn't the fucking Apex Legends podcast.
Sure.
We're not that pathetic.
I mean, for 40 minutes has been the Apex Legends podcast. So,
boy.
So we got to move on a little bit, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, but I do want to just ask you like just general Apex questions. Now, I have seen a lot of your videos, and I know you bounce around and your opinions change on everything every week because of whatever reasons. But just kind of rapid fire questions. Who would you say like your number one go-to legend is?
Currently Octane, but usually Wraith.
Wraith. Okay. Now, those are like pretty like speedy characters that can like move you around the map pretty quickly. Is that why?
Wraith is seen as like a speedy character. I never understood why, because she has no speed abilities whatsoever. Octane's the one, and the reason I like Octane this season is because they buffed his abilities, so now he's just better. And they also nerfed Wraith, so she's not as good as she was, and Octane is better than he was. So that's why a lot of players that are Wraith mains have been switching over to Octane this season. Guys like Lyric, EU Lyric. I don't know if anyone really watches him, but he's pretty big. Fade has been playing Octane a lot. A lot of the Wraith players have been switching.
Okay. Gotcha. So I play as Caustic. Does that make me a dumbass?
That makes you the worst fucking human being on the entire planet.
Figured. Okay. Yeah. So then my next question is, what is the most ideal setup then? Now you did make a video about this, and I watched it, but it was starting to get like so specific that it was hard for me to keep up with it. So just the most general setup, like how many meds, how many shields and bats, and what's the gun and ammo, like just like a basic thing with that.
All right, so it breaks
like the
down
essentials, I should say.
I'll do my best to break it down, but there's two. I'm gonna try to be quick. There's two different scenarios. There's pub stomping, where you just go out and kill everyone, and then there's like actually playing serious and trying to win, which most people do in ranked. But there's people that play pubs that way too. You want, for a spray gun, you want like 240 ammo. For a tap gun, you want like 16. If it's a shotgun, you want at least 16.
Okay.
If it's like a wingman, you want at least 60, maybe 2 stacks, something like that. You want a few batteries, you want a few cells, you want at least 1 stack of every med, and then you want some grenades. That's your basic pub stomping loadout. Is that kind of general range. In terms of ranked, you're kind of like focusing on meds mainly and not so much on ammo. Maybe some ultic cells, some things like that, so that you can get your ultimate ability up a little bit easier. But for the most part, you're going to be healing a lot. You're going to be farming damage so that your Evo shield gets upgraded a little bit more each time you shoot at people. It upgrades and stuff like that. So meds are going to be a huge one because you're camping a lot. You're getting shot at. You're farming your damage for your Evo shield. Those kinds of things. So maybe less ammo and more heals.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, I did check out your video, and it was such a in-depth video, which a lot of people want, and us fans like really appreciate that. But for me, like I listen to YouTube a lot when I'm scrubbing my balls in the shower, and before I'm like, okay, I feel like I got to get a goddamn notebook out and write this down.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
right.
yeah, you were like, okay, in this situation you want this much ammo, but in this situation when you're this far away, you might want to do this. I'm like, yeah, I'll just have to take a break from this and ask him myself. But and then. Okay, so I do like the idea of the 240 ammo for like your primary gun for the most part, because I'm really bad and run the Spitfire, so I was really waiting for you to talk about how shitty it was. Yeah, no, we'll definitely have to play sometime so I don't look like a complete dumbass out there. But
you'll look like more of a dumbass because you'll be in pred lobbies with me.
Well, if I hide behind your shadow and everything and just keep getting dubs, then I can just rub my cock in my friend's face at least.
You can hide behind whatever shadow you want, and you'll get shot from 700 miles away with a sentinel and die. Like that's just how the game is when you're in these stupid SBMM lobbies, you know.
That's
I don't know.
You can think you're fine, and then some dude with a fucking longbow is like, "I'm gonna double fucking headshot you."
Yeah, exactly. P2020 for 300
fucking exactly.
million away. Okay, so yeah, I definitely like that as well. What are the go-to guns though? Like your main guns? Like again, I know that like changes a lot, but just like in general, what would be the two for you?
2 guns or like top 5? Because I can't choose 2 specific guns.
Top 5 would probably be a little bit easier. Yeah.
You got the R301, you have the Volt, you have the R99, you have the Mastiff, and then maybe like a Flatline or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the best guns, and you can mix and match whichever ones you want. Whichever are better for range, keep them on your range slot, I guess. And then whichever one's better for up close, you keep up close. So you don't want to really run like an R301 and a Hemlock because there's no close range. You want to run like an R301 and a Mastiff or a Flatline and an R99, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Okay. Yeah. And the main reason why I'm asking these questions is because I am decent at it. Now, if you take out all the pros and all the fucking Apex gods like you guys, like just a normal person I'm not going to say that. Just a normal player that plays the game here and there, I'm decent at. Now, my cousin, like I said, he's fucking terrible at it. So hopefully he's jotting notes down for everything that you're saying here, because I'll tell him to do something and check out these videos and I'm like, hey, this is how we can get more dubs. Because I almost have like 20 dubs or something, and I'm so fucking proud of that, Nug. Like, you have no idea. And then this dumbass here has one.
One that I got on accident.
Yeah, I didn't even mean to. So I'm trying to send him these clips so him and I can be better than you. And he doesn't watch them. He tells me to go get bent and then proceeds to watch people play a game that he never plays. So, but yeah. So, other than that, I think that was like the big questions I had for Apex specifically. Bert, did you wanna ask him anything before we kind of move on from that?
In the Apex world, I don't know. Yeah. I think anything that I could have possibly wanted to ask has been asked. Yeah. I might come up with something later, but
so that means he's done talking about it, Nug. But we'll kind of switch on from Apex for a sec here. But outside of like YouTube and video games, man, I mean, what do you do? I mean, like, what's up? Like, you don't have to dox yourself if you're trying to keep things on the download and the DL, but
no, it's all good. Before I did Apex, I worked in video production primarily, and I mean, outside of that, I have very few hobbies. I played guitar for a little while. My guitar sits in the corner and collects dust now. Unfortunately, I spent a lot of money on it, and then I was like, I'm not good enough to be John Mayer. Fuck that.
Sure.
And then, hang out with my girl. We like to play video games together. She's not very good at them, but she likes to. She likes to play, like story games and stuff. So we have fun doing that. She would never play Apex. She would have to put so many hours into like being good at Apex. She's not really into FPS games, really.
Sure.
Outdoorsy a little bit. I live in Fuckville, New York, so. Basically, it's always cold here, unless it's summer or spring, and those only last for like 4 months. So, outside time is basically fun, and then every other month besides outside time is depression.
Sure.
So that's fun. But yeah, I mean, Apex, I play, especially right now, I play a lot of Apex and I edit a lot of videos because that's kind of, when you hit that jackpot like I did,
gotta roll with it.
You have to just completely just pour all your energy into it and capitalize off of it and continue doing that until it's like a steady thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So is that is that your job right now? Is that how you're kind of making a living, is off of this kind of stuff?
I mean, my main source of income right now is Twitch. And the reason being is because, I mean, with the amount of views that I've gotten on YouTube, you would assume that YouTube would be my main source. But I had a video that was from 10 years ago that had some copyright on it. And YouTube basically said, fuck you. We're not going to monetize you. You're gonna have to wait the 30 days after you delete that video, and we'll see you then. And I tweeted at them a million times. I was like, you don't understand. Like, I could pay rent like with the money that I'd be making off of this. Can you just reconsider? 3 times in a row they said no. And I had my buddy who also does YouTube do the math with me, and we found out that if I would have got monetized, I would have made 14 grand this month. And
wow.
And I'm just losing all that fucking money because YouTube overlords are scummy assholes and all
their ass, yeah.
And great, they give me an opportunity to make videos and make money off of it. But guess what? You fucking make $1 billion a year as a corporation, and you can afford to give me 14 grand for one fucking small video that just so happened to be on my channel from 10 years ago. It's kind of bullshit. And without me and without people like me that make content for them, they don't exist. They just made they just put the source code up. They put the platform out there for people to make videos, but they don't make any money if a bunch of people don't make them free content. So it's kind of fucked up to treat your basically your employees like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But Bert and I here, we have about 100 subs here on YouTube. So if you want to transfer that video over to our channel, we're not going to fucking make any money off of this bitch. So, but yeah, I've heard countless things from other people so about how shitty YouTube is. But that's super frustrating. Fortunately, Bert and I are so fucking small and tiny and worthless and pathetic that we don't even get to see anything exciting. So
you'll get there.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Maybe.
If you want to, you're on TikTok, right?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, so we are as well, and we're literally just telling people to comment their counties, like in what county they're from.
Oh, yeah.
And we colored in, and we got a bunch of love from that. So that's how fucking stupid
cool.
TikTok is.
Nice.
We make actual like cool content, and then it gets like 3 views, and we're happy with that. And then we'll make like, hey, color in your county, and they will get like 5,000 views. So
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's kind of how just the social media world works. But
yeah,
It's a bit of a
I
mess.
see shiny things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. So just kind of one more thing that I wanted to talk about before we slowly start to wrap everything up here is we have a staple here on the Bert and Burger Show where we ask guests, well, first it's called Booby Time, and we ask guests to send pictures of their boobs to us.
Okay.
So if you want, we have a channel. No, I'm completely
Bail.
I was a
I don't
bit.
think he likes
I was a
it.
bit surprised that you were so like excited about it. So
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna send my pictures. I was just gonna send some shit that I found on the internet.
I thought you were gonna say you were gonna send my girlfriends or something.
Yeah,
Wait
that
a
would not
minute.
happen. But only
plenty of those.
not for the reason that you're thinking. Just because I don't think that you guys deserve to see this.
That's
Sure.
fucked up. Okay.
What a great answer. No, I like that answer.
They're too pure and amazing for eyes
Sure.
of your kind.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. They're too pure for Bert and Burger is a great answer for anything.
Yeah, for Bert and Ernie. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but no, Booby Time, it just sounds like movie time. So
Gotcha.
This is the part where when we have a guest come on, we ask them what's the wackiest, weirdest fucking movie that they've ever seen. They tell us it, and then we watch it and then review it on the next show. Now, the last guy that we had on, we have yet to fucking watch his movie. He kind of missed the mark and gave us like a regular Hollywood in-theater movie.
Pretty bad hosts, honestly.
Yeah, it's Bert's fault, but no, yeah, we definitely should have watched it by now. But we'll make sure we watch yours, dude. So, and I did prepare you for a little bit before you came on here, so our audience doesn't think like, wow, he just has fucking weird ass movies on his mind all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you got for us?
I mean, I wouldn't wish this upon anyone to have to watch this
for
fucking movie,
fuck's sake.
but on Halloween this past year, my buddy, and I'm not a horror movie watcher,
man.
but this motherfucker is like, let's watch a horror movie for Halloween, dudes, and I'm like, whatever, man, whatever. So he puts it on. It's called I Spit on Your Grave. And
I've heard of it, haven't seen it.
It's basically about this girl who comes to like, a place. And should I explain the plot or no?
You can, yeah, just no spoilers,
No
but give us the
spoilers?
plot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
tease us a little bit.
Basically, a girl goes to a new place for like a vacation, and these guys find out that she's there alone, and they go and you know, do some awful things to her.
Sure.
And then the plot of the movie is that she has to get revenge on them.
Okay.
It's really fucked up and weird, and 9 out of 10 times I would recommend not watching it. 10 out of that 1 out of 10 times would be that 1 out of 10 times would probably be on somebody that I don't like. I would be like, yeah, watch this movie, it's fucking amazing, and then they have to sit through that shit.
Okay.
I gotcha. Yeah, I was expecting to say that 1 out of 10 times is when he comes on the Burg'll show.
No, I don't recommend you guys watch it at all. But if you want, I mean, if you're gonna watch it anyways, then don't watch the 1978 version. By the way, there's a 1978 version. They made a new version that's from 2010, so make sure you find that one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, we're super excited to watch that, dude.
No, you're not.
I don't know. I mean, people have suggested porn where they bend their winkies in half, and we see people turn other people into walruses, and then there was the one that we watched from Dogbert. So that one has a lot of words in it that I don't like to say out loud, so I'm not gonna say it. But But yeah, no. Okay, so we'll definitely check it out, and we'll talk about it in the next episode. So it kind of forces you to watch us, man, so you don't forget about our lovely faces or anything like that. But yeah, so just going forward with everything, I mean, you're doing great with Twitch and all of that shit, and you're making great money, or should be. Fuck YouTube, but
I will be.
Oh yeah.
What are the kind of plans like moving forward? I mean, you're so like the channel's so new because you just started uploading the videos not too long ago for this channel specifically. What are your plans? Like, how are you gonna take over the world, man?
I don't know, man. Honestly, it's a lot. Like the guide videos are only so there's only so many that you can do. But like I'm gonna do my best to squeeze the fuck out of them and get as much content as I can out of guide videos, out of like how to get better as a player, coming from like tomorrow I have a video called how to warm up in Apex Legends. It's not, that's the title. The title is how an Apex Predator warms up in Apex Legends, which
have to say that
if you read only the first half of the title, how an Apex Predator warms up, that might be a little bit kind of not enticing to watch that type of video, but then you add the in Apex Legends and it's like, oh, okay, this guy's like he's allowed to go within 20 feet of a school. Okay,
right.
I understand.
Right.
But like, you know, going forward, I'm just gonna try to produce as much content as I can. 2 videos a week. At this point, one comes out on Tuesday, one comes out on Saturday. I produce a gameplay video every Tuesday, and then another gameplay video on Saturday, and then the following week I produce a gameplay video on Tuesday, and then a tutorial video on Saturday. So bi-weekly tutorial videos, and then outside of that, mainly just gameplay. I gotta talk to other creators and see what they're doing, look at other people and see how they make their content, see what my current viewers might want to see. You know, it's just a lot of work, and you just gotta keep going, and if I don't keep going, I'm gonna lose all that I worked for. So yeah, I'm pretty much just I'm networking as well. I'm learning from other people, seeing what I can do better. It's all about like progression and shit like that.
Exactly, and that's real huge, is that networking and reaching out to those people there. Now, just real quick, while you were talking about taking suggestions like from the community and stuff, and I got something that I can suggest to you, fucker.
Go ahead.
Something that you goddamn pro players just never talk about. This fucking Apex lingo shit. You know how long it took me to figure out what a fucking bat is? Like, I'm like, what the fuck does he mean? Like, he's in a cave, or there are bats up there or something? Like, and you like say like mouse and key or something like that. Well, that one's kind of easy to figure out.
Yeah.
But that's one fucking video that I would love to fucking see, is what the hell does this lingo mean? Like, so you can have smooth, fast communication, because fucking Bert will like stop talking and won't ping anybody as soon as he sees somebody in Apex.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, hey, there's a shield battery right over here if you want to come get it. And then like you say like 3 letters and then everyone knows what the fuck you're talking about. So that would be really cool if you can make my comms a little bit better. Tell us like some Apex lingo, because you said, I'm gonna be honest with you, Nug, you said so many things tonight that I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, and I just laugh and giggle and hope you don't like ask me questions about it.
Wait, Bert knows what I'm talking about. What the hell?
Probably, but he's a virgin, so I expect that out of Bert.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't take much. I'll just hoover it up.
But that's just a suggestion. It can be a quick little video, and you can be like, hey, these dumbasses on this stupid fucking podcast are retarded. Well, you can't say that on YouTube.
You know what's really
stupid.
You know what's really hard about that, and what's been hard about other videos is like kind of dumbing myself down, and not to mean that in like a mean way. Just like
Sure.
I've been playing the game for so long. Like a bat is a bat, but other people have said that same thing. What's a bat? What do you mean by bat? What the fuck do you mean? What do I mean by bat? Like it's a battery. It's a shield battery. That's like fucking 3rd grade bullshit. But people who don't play the game a lot and don't play with other people a lot, you know,
have a 3rd grade education,
or have a 3rd grade education, don't really pick that stuff up as easily. So you almost have to sit there and be like, should I say pred or should I say predator? Are they going to understand what I mean when I? How do I like phrase this?
That was another one we had an issue with.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't know what pred meant.
Like, oh, sick. I didn't know sex offenders were good at Apex Legends, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy to me that like people don't get that. But I guess the less you play, the less you pick that kind of stuff up. Like if I played CSGO, I'd be like, you know, walking up cat. But, you know, what the fuck is a cat? Wait, is there a cat in this game? Does he like murder people? Is it like an ability? What the fuck?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I think once you get into any high level shit like that, just is literally everywhere. You can't escape it.
It's not even high level though. It's just people that like don't even play video games. Like I fucking like don't know what CS:GO means. I know it's Counter-Strike, but I don't know anything. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I didn't know PUBG was actually like I thought PUBG was the name of the game.
Yeah, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
But it's an abbreviation. So
one that a lot of people have said is like, what does aping mean? And like aping is the funniest one because aping means going ape shit. And it means like, oh, they're pushing us. It means they're aping. They're running in a straight line, going ape shit, like like a fucking ape, you know? Like, and people are like, what the hell does that mean?
See,
bro?
that's how you need to explain it. Like, we can send you that sound bit if you want, and then put it in your next YouTube video. When you're like, all right, so this is what aping means. Yeah, so you got to think of the dumbasses, the people that are very slow to understand, me, and then the people that start shooting before they even know somebody's in the area. So
wait a second, wait. Yeah.
Yeah, cover fire is usually when you shoot for someone that's currently alive. So if you're shooting for someone who's knocked, I think you need to reevaluate the way that you're playing the game.
Yeah, shooting for yourself and not trying to hit the bad guy.
Yeah, giving yourself cover fire by wasting all your ammo.
Yeah. You're like, what is this dumbass doing? Just kill me. It's like, God damn it.
Now, is it like a pro strat to, when you knock somebody, to immediately leave them and go try to kill the other team? Or are you a fucking noob, like if you go and try to finish the kill even if they have like a purple down shield with them?
It all depends. Like, if someone's if you can finish someone really easily, it's a great way to make sure that they can't get that person up. So you don't have to worry about them anymore. Like, a really common way to, like, 1v2 or 1v3 is to separate each person out as a 1v1 and try to bait them into, like, pushing you by themselves. Because if you have to fight 3 people at once, you're dead. There's no two ways about it. But if you can get one of them to push you by themselves, you kill them and then you thirst them, meaning you kill them after they're knocked, and then you don't even have to worry about them getting revived. Now they're just dead. They can't get revived. They have to actually go to a revive station and revive them that way. So now you know for a fact that you only have 1 or 2 other people to kill. You don't have to worry about him getting up.
Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten killed so many times. I'm like, oh, he's down. I gotta piss on him right now.
Like, and then you get shot in the back.
Lose all your ammo.
Yeah. I have so many, like, my knockdown to kills ratio is so stupid. Yeah. It's just like, wow, I could have like double the fucking kills right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always painful.
Unlucky.
Yeah, very unlucky. Yeah.
You're doing great.
I know.
Yeah, ask away, Bert. I'm ready. We had Bert's role model come on the podcast a few weeks ago.
I wasn't on the podcast a few weeks ago.
Yeah. You're more my role model. Bert's role model came on like a few weeks ago, and he chewed Bert's ass out so fucking much and talked about how dumb he is. And he's like, "Why the fuck do you start asking a question and then just stop and say I'm not going to ask that anymore?" That pisses me off.
Well, he didn't do that a lot today, luckily.
No, I didn't ask any questions.
Luckily, he just didn't fucking talk that much, so he just left it to me. But
it's the only way to win.
The Burger Show.
The Burger Show.
Exactly. Yeah. You want to just edit Bert and just not talk
I've
anymore?
been trying to talk that up. Like, shit, that's got a good ring to it.
Yeah. All right, well, before we wrap things up, I want you to ask him one more good question, Bert.
One more good question.
Yeah, ask him a banger. Quit being fucking stupid.
Ooh, here's a good one. So...
Don't take my questions either.
So this is like... I don't know if it's really debated necessarily, but I know a lot of people can make it work. But do you think there's like a big separation in skill when it comes to console versus PC? Like, I know in other games, like it's literally no contest.
Yeah, in this game it's definitely similar, I think. In terms of what you said, it's no contest. Like, and on console there are pretty much like a select group of people that are really fucking good, and a lot of them can come over to PC and be really good. There's been a bunch of players like Daltouche and Johnny and guys like that who come from console and just they're amazing on PC too because they're just that good. But on Xbox and PS4, think about it. A $300 or $400 Xbox is going to be a hell of a lot cheaper for a parent to buy their kid when they want to play Fortnite or they want to play Apex than a $1,200 gaming PC. So the majority of there's just more players on console, for one, and for two, a lot of them are kids that are like, playing for maybe an hour or two per day. Whereas on PC, if you put the money into a PC and you really want to get good at a game, you're like you put the money in, and why wouldn't you bother like going crazy and trying to get really good and working off of your investment? You're not going to just be like, man, I spent this $1,200, I'm not even going to bother playing now. I'm going to invest the time to actually get really good at the game. And so PC lobbies are usually a little bit harder. Console lobbies are kind of more casual. So a lot of console creators, they kind of, I don't want to say they have it easier, but sometimes they do because they can just roll through lobbies of kids that really don't play the game a whole lot. And nothing against them. There's a lot of console players that can just come over to PC and be fucking amazing. And I'm sure there are tons of them that are currently on console that if they did come to PC, they'd be cracked. But yeah, there is a little bit of a disconnect there. Console players sometimes tend to be worse just because there's more of them.
Right. Okay. So it's not diluting of the pool, whatever. It's more concentration of better players on PC and all that too.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, because like I didn't know if there was enough of like padding, I guess, with skills and the ultimate abilities and everything of the specific. I can't think of. Are they heroes? They legends.
Legends.
Yep, legends.
Yeah.
Apex Heroes.
Apex Heroes. Yeah, I play a lot
Welcome to
League
Apex
of Legends.
Heroes, the game that is all about Apex Heroes.
Yeah, a lot too much Dota. Dota and League of Legends. Too many fucking different people to sort out. But yeah, so there isn't really. I don't even know.
There's definitely a bigger, like, all right, for example, on EU. If you play on EU, you have a lot more easy players to play against because there's just more of them than there are on NA. If there's a bigger pool of players, there's more players to be bad, right? And there's also more players that you're going to get into lobbies with rather than just getting into the same games with the same people over and over.
So you're thinking it's more of the person or like the player pool rather than the peripherals, like a controller versus mouse and keyboard as well?
Oh, 100%. Because some of the best players on the game are on controller. Like Snipedown, TSM Snipedown is one of the best, probably top 10 players on the game. And he's on the controller.
That's kind of more, I guess, what I was leaning towards, which I left out of my question. Controller. Okay, so now that making that separation. Okay, so you'd think that a higher percentage. Well, okay, of the pro scene.
Tourette's? Is that the issue?
I'm trying to like think my question out in real time. I don't have enough like brain memory to do this many processes.
You're all good. I've worked with Tourette's patients before. You can just go ahead.
I'm keeping up with them. That's good.
He's used to this.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Okay.
So
what
was
if,
your
you're
question?
a PC? What if you're a PC player and you use a controller? Is that cheating?
It's not cheating now.
No, because you just have like a faster system and everything.
Yeah, exactly. You have better frames. You have a better system. You're going to probably be better on PC than you are on console because of the limitations of your specs, but it's not cheating by any means. You're allowed to plug in a controller on PC. PC controller players play in professional tournaments all the time.
Actually, at a high level, are they still allowed to use aim assist?
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked.
It is a little broken. A lot of people complain like up close, and it's funny. I can always tell when someone's on controller when I die. Always. Chat.
Yeah,
I do this all
like
the time in chat. I'm like, he's on controller. Then we look at it, and sure enough, he's on controller.
Yeah. And I've gotten to the point where I can do that in COD. I'm like, yeah, half of this lobby is on a fucking mouse and keyboard, and you go in, you're like, yep. Inhuman reactions and shit.
Well, how the fuck can you tell? Can you hear like the clicking of their analog sticks or some shit?
No,
like,
if you can just sense it. It's like when you turn a corner, you should not die as fast on console versus on PC. It's ridiculous. It's like, if you think about it, you have the dexterity of like your entire fucking arm versus like 2 inches of wiggle room on the stick.
But then on the other hand, like I can tell when someone's on controller if I get beamed really fucking hard.
Like every bullet hits.
If every bullet hits, I'm like, I was strafing back and forth so fucking fast. My movement was just off the charts there, and he hit every shot. The only explanation is that his controller was helping him from that range.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, 99 times out of 100, I'm like, yep, he's on controller because he's just aiming down sights, and the aim assist kind of took over for him. And nothing against them. They have a ton of other things that they can't do well in the game, like movement isn't as good on controller. You can't move while looting, 360s, that kind of stuff is really hard. But when it comes to aim assist, you're going to lose pretty much 9 times out of 10 up close against someone on controller.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it amazes me how much is going on in these kind of games, and you really good players can just kind of take it all in and know what's happening. Like, I watched your video on controlling the recoil. I think it was.
Yeah.
And you were talking about how strafing back and forth like helps you with that recoil. And I did it in the firing range by myself. And I had the lights turned down, had some real pretty music playing, and had some good smells. It's really concentrating. Sure. And I, for the fucking life of me, cannot strafe and shoot at the same time. It's literally like trying to like rub your stomach and pat your head at the same time.
Dude.
I could not fucking do it.
That's funny because that's literally the most basic tip that you can give to someone to get better at the game is to move while aiming, because if you're standing still, everyone can just shoot you really easily.
Yeah.
Like this isn't CSGO. You need to move back and forth, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I try to come up with excuses, but I think I'm just a straight up fucking
you're just
dumbass.
a bitch,
yeah, exactly. So maybe I just need better teammates to train me. Because so you see how fucking stupid I am, right? And I'm the one teaching my friends this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So
did you know what a bat is, bro?
I said that the other day.
Did you know what a bat is?
What's that?
Yeah, well, when I brought that up to Bert, I think that was when we were actually in the cave, and you literally thought I was talking about bats. Like, I didn't know there were fucking animals in this cave.
Yeah, I was freaking out.
Yeah,
nope,
so
no bats.
I don't know, but for sure, like I've watched a ton of like your videos. I watched other people's videos that are like that create similar content like yours and everything, and it is super super helpful. So,
thank you.
I just got into Apex like what, Bert? Like right at the end of season 7, season 8 is like when we first started
maybe a month
getting
ago.
back into it. So, but yeah, if you ever need somebody to
carry you
get into retarded lobbies as well, and if you need to be carried, just give Bert and Burg'll a call.
No worries, definitely.
we can help you out.
If anyone's ever overshadowing me in the game, I'll just call you guys and I'll look like a fucking superstar.
Please
exactly.
do. Yeah. All I gotta tell my friend is how many wins I have. That's all he'll give a shit about. So he'll wonder why I have like 3 kills and 3,000 wins. But
suspicious.
We can balance that out. But yeah, so we're getting towards the end of it, Nug. Before we wrap things up, do you want to shout your shit out and tell everyone where they can find you?
Yeah, so every platform I'm on is just Chiknnuggey. It's spelled like a dumbass. It's spelled ChikNnuggey. Chiknnuggey on TikTok, Chiknnuggey on YouTube, Chiknnuggey on Twitch, and Chiknnuggey on Twitter. If you want to follow me on any of those spots, then you can follow me over there just to get some Apex content if you're into that. If you just want some DGen content, you can also find some DGen content over on those platforms as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, sorry.
We'll
For
sure.
for Burger, DGen means degenerate.
Yeah, I like that. That was exactly like what I was talking about. Like I was like, yeah, sure. So, anyways,
Yeah, degenerate. It means degenerate. It means I'm a dumbass piece of shit.
There you go.
Same. Maybe we got to learn some of this lingo as well because we're pretty similar. We're all dumbasses here on Bert and Burger. But what I was gonna say is I'll make sure Bert puts your fucking links and stuff in the description
Sounds
too,
good.
so they can find you. But that is all that we have for all of you lovely listeners today. Bert and Burger with Chiknnuggey. Couldn't ask for a better trio. Wink, wink.
Hey.
I doubt he'll ever fucking talk to us after this. But anyways, thank you so much, guys, for listening to this episode of the Bert and Burger Show. We're just trying to bring the family element to the podcast world. As Bert usually says, we are on YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, and TikTok. You can find us at BURTN, BURGER. Other than that, guys, thanks again so much for tuning into this episode. Nuggy, thanks for coming in. It was very last minute, but we're so fucking happy that you showed up, man.
Thanks for having me, homie.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.
Peace.
Bye. I'm a Chiknnuggey.